So you guys might have noticed that a lot of my replays recently have been from Steel Faith Overhaul. Hopefully that's not too much of an issue. Obviously I've played a lot of vanilla Total War Warhammer, and it's just a nice change of pace. But the modding team has been doing a lot of work on multiplayer, and actually the very first Steel Faith Overhaul Tournament is going on right now, which is where this replay is from. I'm also playing in the tourney. It's a small one, more of a test drive for things yet to come, but this particular match was played by Vegeta as the Warriors of Chaos and Ashley as the Dwarfs of the Karaz Ankor. It's a pretty interesting tournament, actually. You're faction locked from day one, so whatever lord and race you pick, you have to stick with for the duration of the tournament, but you can change your build however many times you want. So it looks like Vegeta is rocking with a Chaos Lord and a whole hell of a lot of armor piercing, Lore of Metalcaster, some Chosen, some great weapons, and some Gorbis Chariots on the flanks with some Chaos Warhounds and Poison out on the flanks as well. For the Dawi, straight muscle mass and Gromroll armor as we've come to expect. Skolder Guard in the front, and they are terrifying in this mod. You have to close those guys down quickly or they will melt you into oblivion. Gremling's Ironbreakers have an ungodly amount of HP in this mod, and then Ashley has 2 units of Slayers ready to give their lives for High King Thorgrim Grudgebearer. Looking like a boss as always. Peakgate Guard in their blue armor in the back lines and then Sunder armor, so they're going to be pretty scary for the Chaos Warriors and Chosen on the other side of the field. It looks like Ashley's going to get things started off here with a little bit of skirmishing from the Skolder Guard. I don't envy the job Chaos Marauders have. They're essentially just meat shields for absorbing bullets and cannon fire. But I envy it a whole lot less when skin-melting pressurized steam hits them full blast in the face. I think that's about to happen. Not unenjoyable or honorable death whatsoever as they open up fire now. Yeah, it's going to be bad for those Marauders on the front lines. Oh my god, absolute carnage unleashed on those Marauders in the front. And Vegeta needs to get moving and close into melee as Gehenna's Golden Hounds goes off now. And actually, oh wow, the Overcast creates 2. And the Hounds are now bouncing everywhere, not doing a whole lot of damage yet. They're starting to hit the flank of the Slayers. Oh, that HP is dropping real fast. Actually, those Slayers are taking a lot of damage. Wow, that was really quick. Down past half HP, and the Marauders are now closing into melee, absorbing the blasting charges from these Ironbreakers in the front. And all across the line here, Chaos is making it into melee. Hopefully those Chaos Warriors will be close behind because they will need support. These Marauders will not be able to hold very long against the Ironbreakers. But the Gorbis Chariot and Chaos Warhounds with Poison are now completely surrounding this Dawi box. And can it hold? It's going to be tough. Gorbis Chariot is charging in from the flank. Might be able to get a really nice rear charge off. Slayer's not quite in position to stop the charge into the back of the Grumbling Guard. They are going to overlap the engagement. Oh, wow. Gorbis stopped completely dead there. One thing that has changed in this mod is Dwarfs have much higher mass, so Vortexes don't toss them around nearly as much, and Chariots cannot pull through quite as easily. But even with their higher mass, I expected a more impactful charge there from the Gorbis Chariot. Thorgrim Grudgebearer in the center, wading into melee, laying about with the Axe of Grimnir, cutting a swath of destruction through those Chosen and going after the Chaos Lord. But Vegeta is doing exactly what he needs to do right now. He has Chaos Warriors with great weapons on the flanks and in the rear, completely surrounding this very elite-centric army for the Dwarfs, and Plague of Rust going off in a big AoE, hitting pretty much the entire left flank of the Dwarfs. Now the Skolder Guard, they are still firing in, and they are still racking up the kills. Look at that devastation. Man, those Chaos Warriors are taking so much damage right now. He needs to get something into melee with those guys and shut them down right now, or he will be losing way too much. I think they're already up. Yeah, they're up to 99 kills at this point. We're only a couple minutes into this battle. Cannot let those things continue to fire. But Vegeta's gotten a fantastic engagement off on Ashley's right flank, completely surrounding the Ekron Miners and the first rank of Ironbreakers. Chaos Warriors with armor piercing in the back lines and on the front, as well as Chosen. I cannot imagine those Ironbreakers will be able to hold for very long, completely surrounded by all that AP. Slayers completely dead at this point, and the Dwarf Elite box looks like it's beginning to crumble. Chaos Lord also buffing up everything, stand your ground getting popped, and looks like Glittering Robe on the right flank of the Chaos Warriors should give them more armor and more sustain in melee as Plague of Rust hits some of these Peakgate Guard. But they are holding the back lines very well. Obviously, those Chaos Warhounds with Poison only there to imbue the poison and kind of debuff the melee attack of the Dwarven line. but they're not going to be able to do any killing whatsoever. No AP on them, and really not a lot of DPS either. So they're kind of decent against Slayers, I guess, but everything else, anything with armor, those Warhounds will essentially do nothing for, except just imbuing that poison. And the Chaos Lore Metalcaster in the thick of things now. Yeah, it does look like the dwarf right flank should crumble relatively soon here. And that 8% armor piercing buff from the Lore Metalcaster as well. Map-wide, the metal shifting buff should be extremely beneficial here against the dwarfs. But those Skolder Guard in guard mode right now, even though they're just getting point-blank volleys off into the flank of some of these Chaos Warriors, supporting the PK Guard very well. And every time they fire, you just see puffs of blood and guts just going everywhere. They're doing so much work for the dwarfs right now, somehow still firing. That's why guard mode is so essential for melee or for range units. Really helps them out once you start getting surrounded and tied down. It allows half the unit to continue firing even if you are tied down in melee. But I would say that Vegeta is doing everything he needs to do to win this game. He's brought a ton of AP to the field, which is what you want against the dwarfs. I haven't seen the Chariot do a whole lot yet. In fact, it looks like some of them are already dead. Yeah, that Gore Beast is already on the ground dead. Thorgrim still keeping his dwarfs in the fight for now. And Norgrimling's Ironbreaker is kind of doing weird things in the middle of the engagement. But yeah, these Ironbreakers, the ones engaged with the Chosen, they're not long for this world. They are very depleted at this point, but they have such gigantic HP pools in Steel Faith. They are still able to hold the line, and they have incredibly good morale. But while the Dwarven right flank is definitely crumbling a bit, I'd say the left is holding very well, where it's getting more support from the Runesmith. Gorby's Chariot is chasing down the Skolder Guard. Can they actually do something here? They're seriously having a lot of trouble pulling through the high mass of the dwarves. It's interesting. I don't know. I expect the Gorby's Chariot to be able to charge through skirmish units effectively. Yes, they're heavily armored, but those Skolder Guard holding the line very well against Gorby's. Interesting. Ironbreaker's doing their job exceptionally well, though. Still in the fight and well past 100 kills apiece as the Chosen and the Dark Gods tear into them. Fight in the center has completely broken down and dissipated, and now it's a fight for both flanks. Ashley's doing a great job of keeping those Skolder Guard relatively unscathed and trying to keep them out of melee as the Chaos Warriors try to close them down. Ashley will pull them out, continue to fire in. Their damage output is just absolutely insane. I think their reload speed is only like 4.2 seconds or something. They're just really good. They performed exceptionally well this game. Now Chosen of the Dark Gods and a Grumbling Guard dueling to the death here, both with axes. Let's see how this goes. And size apparently matters. Chosen decapitating him with a downward stroke of that gigantic axe. And now a fight is brewing around Thorgrim Grudgebearer in the back. The Gorby's Chariot is on its last legs, and Norgrimling's Ironbreaker still over 6,000 HP. That HP pool is gigantic, man. We are on Ultra unit size, of course, so it's a bit inflated, but it is tough to cut through that many Ironbreakers with that kind of armor value, even with Chosen with great weapons. And the Skolder Guard are now trying to even things up more as they fire in from the flank. Rune of Wrath and Ruin going off on some of the Chaos Warriors. It is very close at this point. This could definitely still go either way, but Dwarfs are getting an upper hand here in the back as the Chosen try to close down the Irondrakes. Will they be able to? Some point-blank volleys going off. Not seeing a whole lot of dead Chosen there. Lore Metalcaster making it into melee as well. Corella doesn't want to be sticking around in melee with the Norgrimling's Ironbreakers for too long here. Will the Chosen have enough AP to cut through that gigantic HP pool? That is going to be a tough fight. Chaos Lord pulling away, realizing the fight in the center is lost, but all those routing units for Chaos will come back to the fight. A lot of them have rallied on the edge of the map here and should be able to come back and rejoin the fray. Yeah, we've got 2 Chaos Warriors and a Chaos Marauder, a couple Chaos Marauders coming back into the fight, some Chosen as well. So Chaos definitely not out of this one yet, but Ashley's doing a good job of keeping those Irondrakes away from the Chaos Lord as he tries to chase them down, close them down in melee. He really needs to kill that unit off. I don't know how much ammo it has left, but enough to make him have a very, very bad day. Thorgrim Grudgebearer with his shield bearers trying desperately to chase the Chaos Lord down, and he's gonna succeed, actually. That looked hilarious. The slowest chase ever. The way that Chaos Lord runs around is pretty funny as well, but Chosen not faring so well against these Ironbreakers here. crimson armor. Looking regal for the Dwarfs, and the Irondrakes still firing in. Oh my god, dude. It's so brutal. Look at that damage, man. It is just puffs of blood everywhere. Every time they fire, look at that devastation. Chaos Lord stopped chasing them down, and that was a mistake. God damn. That guy just got blown up into a big puddle of intestines. And finally, Chaos Lord makes it in and will slay one of them, chop his arm off. Is that enough? No, I don't think so. I think Chaos is on its last legs at this point. Yeah, the Chosen are routing now. Lord Metalcaster popping one more Plague of Rust, desperately trying to carry the day, but I think there are too many bodies on the field for the Dwarfs, and I think the Dawi will take the field here as the Chaos Lord runs away. Thorgrim chases him down, and the Dwarfs will win it. So well played to Ashley there. That was a weird game, honestly. The mass for the Dwarfs is crazy. Like, seeing that Gorbey's Chariot charge into the back of a bunch of Grumbling Guard who aren't going to be getting their charge defense against large there because they're not facing the right way. It was weird to see that Gorbey just stop dead, and I've had that same experience in SFO, charging in with like the big, mean chariots. They just stop completely dead. You can't really pull them through the Dwarfs, which is interesting. I think Ashley used those Skolder Guard very well, and some of the Dawi got insane kills, but I think Vegeta did what he needed to there. Complete surround with armor piercing was a good move. Dawi held strong, they held firm, and Ashley is 6-0 coming out of pools and moving on to the next round of the tourney. Hope you guys enjoyed this game. We'll be bringing you some more content from my What Else side of the tournament, and I'll see you all in the next one. Indypride signing out for now.